what's guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have our second update on the 2021 Dodge Charger police car from AMT, and it's pretty much almost ready for final assembly. And this thing is this is probably one of the best AMT kits out there because it's modern and everything just fits together so well. It's literally like a Revell kit. I mean, that's how well this kit is going together. So good. Let's go ahead and start off with the chassis. So of course, the chassis, you can your fenders are separate, so you might want to do body color fenders or black. It's up to you. We did one coat of body color just so it kind of matches the body a little bit, and I think that's how they are on the real cars. I'm not sure, but regardless, it looks pretty good. Everything on this chassis is from the kit. We do have the kit engine. Everything just fits together so well. It looks really good. I did weather up a little bit with some engine grime. Because, you know, since it's a police car, it's out like every single day and it's getting dusty, a load of dust, and you know, sometimes it's going in dirt roads. It all depends. So a little bit of dirt here and there on the engine. It looks pretty cool. We did not use an engine cover because, again, these cop cars, they don't use engine covers because they're constantly working on these cars because they're changing the oil. It seems like every other month because these things are just idle all day long. So they have to do some maintenance to them. So they don't even bother with the engine cover. And I was gonna drill these holes out where the engine cover actually does mount to, or you know, smooth it down, but they're actually there on the actual, you know, intake. If you look on the real car, because they're actually there, because that's where the actual engine cover does mount. So I just cut them there. I just filled them in with some sprue glue. There we go. And just so the hole's not there. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty happy how it turned out. Of course, got the windshield wash fluid and the dipster, or that's the windshield wash fluid over here. This is like coolant over here, so pretty cool. Yeah, the engine bay turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy how it turned out. I did a little bit of wires here and there, but nothing too major. It's a modern engine. There's just wires everywhere, so I didn't bother with too much of that. But the chassis, really nice. We did the main chassis in dark aluminum. This is all dark aluminum from Alcrad. It looks pretty good because this is how all modern cars are. It's, you know, body on frame or whatever the heck it is, or body frame, you want to call it, unibody. So they don't paint, you know, manufacturers, they don't really paint the chassis. You might get a little bit overspray. I could have done a little bit overspray on the blue, but I decided not to. I just figured just keep it all dark aluminum. And then the exhaust is that's steel, like a lighter steel. And all the heat shielding, the heat shielding is, I believe that's silver. You know, all that good stuff. And then this is just regular aluminum for a diff. I mean, it's pretty cool. So they got all kinds of different aluminums and silvers, so it kind of stands out. So it's not one big glob. Of course, there will be heat staining on the exhaust. You can kind of see that a little bit. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm really happy how this turned out. And yeah, so pretty neat. So the chassis, really nice. I mean, it just fits together. Everything just clicks into place. Now I will give you a hint. Or a little side note, all these little holes, they're pretty nice, but I would recommend after painting, they do get very tight. So definitely keep one of these tools around for your Dremel. Just go in there and just kind of hack it out just a little bit after paint. That way the parts can actually go in there a little bit easier, so you're not putting so much force onto the part and onto the chassis. Just, you know, drill out the holes just a tad bit, just you know, just a tad bit, nothing too crazy. And if you don't go too heavy, they do still click into place, which is pretty cool. But yeah, those holes get a little tight after paint, so not a big deal. Just drill them out a little bit and you're good to go. The interior, I actually love how this thing turned out. This is so cool. Same with the interior, you have to drill holes and stuff, and you know, so be careful with that. And you know, but other than that, the whole interior looks really good. It's all black, of course, you know, cop car. Partition looks really cool. You got the clear part in there. This is rubber black around the rim. That is the AK pen. So that is actually, I think that's rubber. I think that's like a rubber ceiling or something like that that goes on the, you know, the roof and stuff. So did that. The partition is in flat black. You can either do it in aluminum or flat black. Most of them I've seen on pictures online were flat black. We do have a gun back there that is not in the kit. I actually had that spare in a parts bin. So I just threw that back there. There's easy room back there for 3 guns. So if you want to put a shotgun back there or an AR or whatever, you definitely can. But I just put one back there. We got the laptop, looking pretty cool. And of course, the whole interior is all different colors. Now, believe it or not, this is all this is the whole interior is all Rust-Oleum paint. This is all Rust-Oleum black. Only the reason why you get this different texture, you can see the dashboard is like a glossier, then the seats are super matte, they got a little texture to them, and of course the back seats are glossy. This is all basically 2 covers of Rust-Oleum paint in a spray can. I just decan them, and this is where you can definitely get the different effects on the Rust-Oleum paint when you use Airbrush. So to get these like semi-matte finish on the dashboard, you use flat black and you mix a little bit of gloss black into your airbrush. Just mix a little bit, that way you'll get this like satin finish. I could have used satin black from Animal Mag, but I decided to just use all Rust-Oleum. It's all here. So yeah, you use flat black and just cut like 5 or 6 drops of gloss black into it, and that will give you the satin black. And same with the center console and the laptop and stuff and steering wheel. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And then the seats, that is in like a cloth, because they're actually cloth on the front seats. So that is just pure flat black. So just flat black from Rust-Oleum, but you hold the airbrush back probably like, I don't know, a half a foot away, and that way it will get this like texture from the paint, which is pretty cool. And it looks actually like actual, you know, cloth. It looks pretty cool. So you hold your airbrush back at least half a foot, like, you know, and it will give it that texture look. It looks really cool. So that is that. And then the back seats, we got this whole glossy finish going on here. That is mostly semi-gloss Rust-Oleum, or no, gloss Rust-Oleum. And then you use like, I think it's like 5 or 6 drops of flat black in there as well. So it's not like super glossy, because Rust-Oleum gloss black is really glossy. Or actually no, semi-gloss black is still pretty glossy for scale models. So you just put a little bit of flat black in there, and you know, basically it could be opposite from the dashboard to this. So you do mostly flat black for the dashboard and a little bit of gloss, you know, semi-gloss, and then back here you do mostly semi-gloss and a little bit of flat black. So, and that has that like texture like black, or like, you know, plastic black, you know, because these back seats are plastic on them. So it looks pretty cool. So yeah, this is all Rust-Oleum paint. And of course for the you know, on his laptop, you do have like a little bit of gloss on the gauges and the mouse pad. That is just satin finish from Micro. So you just use that, and then, you know, you just use different textures and stuff. But yeah, play around. It looks pretty cool. Dashboard turned out really good. Really happy about that. And then I did not use the decals for the air vents because those look really cheesy. And same for the radio gauges, really cheesy decals. Only thing decals on the dashboard is the infotainment system and the gauge cluster, and of course a laptop screen. That's it. But I just use flat black in the air vents and stuff, and I use the satin black or satin finish again on the radio switches down there on the dash. So just give it that little texture, or, you know, that little, you know, color mismatch, you know. So it looks pretty cool. So I'm really happy how that turned out. We got the little wig rags in the back panel back there. So we use black flocking for the seats in the front, and then there's no flocking in the back because that's like weathered. That's like you know, all weathered floor mats back there, because, you know, just in case it's just easier for them to clean up back there, just in case they, you know, perks do something back there. So that is that. Before we go to the body, here are our wheel and tire package. Really nice. This is jet black from Duplicolor in a big can, and then airbrushed it, and so pretty cool, and put semi-gloss finish on there, so it looks pretty neat. And then you got the hubcaps, really nice. I did not dechrome these because I think they looked pretty accurate. So, but yeah, pretty neat. And then the tires are a good size, and the sidewall is perfect because cop cars use pretty thick sidewall tires anyway. So this is like a really good accurate tire for this cop car. So pretty neat. The light bar, there's 2 different light bars in this kit. You got this one, and then you have this one that has a little texture. And of course, you do have another, you know, chrome piece in there for the other one. And then you can make 2 complete light bars because there's brackets for both of them. So, but we're going to do this one because this one I think is the closest to the New York one, because, well, New York cop cars, most of them are like clear like this, you know, you'll keep it clear in the middle, but New York actually has them in like a tinted red. So the front lights on New York State Trooper cars are all red, my bad. So all the lights in the front are red, and then to the back, then you get your reds and blues and yellows back there. So, and then whites. So yeah, in the back, yeah, so you have all that. So pretty cool. So I had to detail paint that. That was a little bit of pain, but not too major. And then the up here is black, and then the chrome is see-through through the real ones. So, but yeah, a little bit of a pain, but not too big a deal. It looks good, and yeah, so pretty cool. So yeah, pretty neat. They use all reds in the front, and then in the back, and then of course you got the blues and whites and all that good stuff. So pretty neat. Let's go ahead and go to the body. Here she is. This paint job leaves a lot of fingerprints, so I got the wax on here, so they're easy to wipe off. But body is pretty much ready for the interior and chassis. So the headlights, everything back up here just fits so good. Again, make sure you do use your Dremel tool. Use this tip on all the booking pins, because they are tight after paint. So just knock those out just a little bit, and then the parts will slide into a little bit easier. Get your fog light blockouts, pretty neat. And then yeah, the whole thing turned out pretty good. Of course, we got the flat black under the hood, and then all the windows and stuff. You do have windows for your front, but I decided to just leave those out because it looks cool, have them bowed down. So we got that, and then the color turned out so good. This is very accurate. This is a custom mixed color from Splash Paints. He custom mixed me this blue, and this is a very dead accurate blue. I mean, this is really cool. And the back looks pretty cool. We got our tail lights, of course, our reflectors and stuff. And this side looks pretty neat. So yeah, the body turned out pretty good. A little bit of wet sanding, but other than that, it looks really good. We're going to put some antennas on here, and I do have my license plate readers. We're going to snap on back here. So that's gonna be pretty cool. We gotta add a wire. We gotta drill a hole into the trunk for the wiring to it, but that's not a big deal. But yeah, pretty neat. Absolutely a fun kit. This thing's going together super well, and it's just right down the hill from here. Not many parts. And of course, we got our push bar right here. So this is pretty neat, and that's actually a license plate scanner too on the front. So I did look that up. So pretty cool. So we got the license plate frame reader up front. So that's that, and then our mirrors. Rear mirrors on the New York ones, they are just flat black. So they're not too special on the New York police cars. They're just flat black. So, but other than that, guys, I mean, this thing's looking pretty good. Obviously having a good time with this kit. I mean, the thing is going together super well. Again, just drill those holes out for all the working pins, just a tad bit, because after paint it does get a little tight, and it will just save you from pushing down it will save your thumb, there we go, from pushing down all the parts too hard. But yeah, the thing turned out really good. But until my next video, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Next time you see this will be final, but until next time, I will catch you guys later.